Here's some extra practice on the quadratic formula. I'm only going to record 2 problems, one where we're using the quadratic formula and one where we're just using the value of the discriminant. So make sure you practice enough of these. I'll provide all the answers to this extra practice, but let's do number 6. With number 6, you need to have 0. You cannot use the quadratic formula unless you have a quadratic equal to 0. And you want to make sure it's in standard form. So that means I need to put this minus 3x or negative 3x in the middle. Okay, so really the equation that we're going to solve is 5x squared minus 3x minus 1 equals 0. Okay, so first step done. Now we can pick out our A, B, and C. A in this case is the number 5. B is a negative 3, and I talked about making sure that goes in parentheses, especially when you're squaring. Your calculator is going to mess you up if you don't have a negative wrapped in parentheses before you square it. And then C, in this case, is negative 1. Okay? So the quadratic formula, you'll see all you have to do is substitute, replace the letters with the corresponding numbers. So in this case, it's the opposite of B, so it's going to be 3 plus or minus the square root of negative 3 squared minus 4 times my A times my C. Okay? And then all over 2 times A. And then we just have to clean this up. I always want you to tell me the value of the discriminant. Okay? That's the value underneath. So when you use your calculator, you're not going to hit square root. Okay, I don't want a decimal. All I want you to do is calculate negative 3 squared minus 4 times 5 times negative 1. And in this case, it's a nice 29. And we can't do anything with 29. It just stays root 29. Okay, remember, if it was a negative, you would have 2 imaginary solutions. Since it's positive, there actually are 2 real answers, and I showed how you can find the decimals, but it's not going to be necessary. Just leave your answer, just like with big idea assignments, just leave it in that form. Okay, so you can do this problem, you can do any problem involving the quadratic formula. Okay, and now this part, this is also going to be on your exam, where all I'm asking is for the value of the discriminant, and that will tell us what type of answers we would have if we actually solve this. So we're not solving this, you're just going to describe the types of solutions and the number of solutions. So if we get a positive number, there's 2 real answers. If b squared minus 4ac comes out to be a 0, then that means there's only 1 real answer. And if it's a negative value, there would be 2 imaginary solutions. That's every case. That's the only options: positive, negative, and 0. And that describes the type. So just like the last problem we did, we must get this in standard form. Okay, so I'm going to have to bring over the 3q so that it's 4q squared minus 3q plus 1 equals 0. Our A is a 4. Our B is a negative 3, so again, wrap it in parentheses. And finally, C is 1. So this time, all we're calculating is B squared minus 4 times your A times your C. Okay, so probably could do that one in your head. It's not too bad of numbers, but I'll type this in the calculator. We have negative 3 in parentheses squared minus 4 times 4 times 1. Okay, that's going to be 9 minus 16, which is a negative 7. So this value is a negative 7. So that tells you there are 2 imaginary solutions. Okay, and we know that because square root of a negative number is an I. So if you did do the rest of the quadratic formula, you would have plus or minus I root 7 as part of your answer, okay? But that's two imaginary solutions. So that is a short 5-minute video. I'm hoping that helps you to really understand the quadratic formula. Take care.